Today on Talk the Things, I want to talk about the little things and how they add up, and that you should never ignore them. I'm talking about the geopolitical state of affairs, and I want to focus in on two examples of what could be small things, but they're a sign of bigger things to come. So, I believe, a little bit over a week ago, we saw where America has been pushing some pressure on the Caribbean because of their relationship to Cuba. And we saw, my prime minister for the Caribbean is Mia Motley, and she said, we're not going to abandon our relationship with the Cubans because they were very helpful to us during the crisis, that is COVID. And to be honest, Cubans, they're always sending Cuban doctors in our crisis to everywhere. They deploy and they help us. And she's like, if it comes to the tests, I'll give up my US visa if that's what you're going to, make this about. And I say this in the context of Marco Rubio visiting Jamaica today to have these conversations. Anyway, that's one thing. The second thing is what's happening with travelers right now to the US. Early out, I had decided that, with this new administration, I probably won't be visiting the States. And that was before tariffs. That was before elbows up in Canada. All that Canada price, I was way before that. Because I knew things were going to be different this time around. And I didn't want to have any parts of it. And it looks like I'm going to have to hold true to this. Because people are traveling now and they're being searched. Their phones are being searched. Their social media is being looked at. Whatever is in their cloud. Because they can search your phone technically in airplane mode. But it can do a basic search and decide how far that goes. I did a deep dive. There's no real protection for you. You can't really fight this. Because the only exception is the Eastern District where the JFK airport falls into that district. There are a little bit of blurry exceptions there, but you can't really fight it. The 14th Amendment doesn't protect you. None of these things impact you, which is why people with H-1B visas are being turned back and deported. It is why green card holders are losing their green cards. All of these things are at play because there's no real protection from whatever they find. And whatever they find, they're deeming you a terrorist. They can deem you an enemy of the state. They can deem you anti-American. They can say you're opposed to the current administration, which is what was used to send back a bunch of folks because of what they had posted. And, folks, dictatorships come out of two things: political unrest or economic downturn and turmoil. And we're seeing, I'm telling you, the makings of a dictatorship. And so when you see rights being eroded, trampled upon, when you see searches of personal devices go from 0.01% to what it is now, you can tell that we're in a different time. So I'm saying to you today, don't ignore the little things. They're adding up, folks. They're adding up in a big way. And we're all going to have to make, our own decisions on how to protect ourselves. They're telling you, scrub your phone if you think there's something there, take off Face ID because they can use biometrics to open your phone if they choose. Like, there's so many things that are online giving you advice. The big advice is don't ignore the little things. All right?